Hello and welcome back to yet another new. Just kidding. Not unboxing today, but I am going to be reviewing Digimon Adventure 02, the beginning. So let's go. As the lights dim and you stare at the screen and the movie starts playing, you hear a very familiar tune. What is that? That's Bolero, which is a track that I think, for me, how I discovered classical music-ish. I mean, technically, Tom and Jerry did it first, but, I always thought that whenever I hear this track, it's just Digimon, just straight Digimon. Oh my god, that was Digimon! But yeah. And as well as with the track, this actually gives an excellent indicator with what to expect from the movie, which is that it goes in loops again and again and again in escalating fashion. Now, we start with the reveal of many of the previously shown Digidestined in the original O2, where they traveled the world, trying to get them the help and all that. But these are just cursory glances, and we can only infer how they're doing based on assumptions, because all we get are snapshots. They do, however, a lot of fan service with the new evolution sequences, as well as new mixes of the soundtrack with Beat Heat and Akai Shogeki by Koji Wada, who is really gone too soon, and Ayumi Miyazaki, to the point where they show both the evolution in the champion and the Jogress one after the other, which is, I don't know, maybe for a normal series it might be too much, but not here. The new character, Rui, is an edgy character and he dresses the part along the lines of Ken in the past when he was like evil, but he is like that due to reasons the movie will show you, which is honestly quite sad. I did not expect that. Like, maybe a little bit, but not that much. But yeah, I'll discuss that. I mean, you go watch it yourself, but he did, due to that, make mistakes that ripple across time. So, along with some startling revelations that leave more questions than answers, I think it's kind of a... I don't know whether it's a good character or not, kind of mixed. But at least there's one thing, that given their similarities, I thought it was nice that Ken was also the one to empathize with Rui, because, they're both edgy at one point. That being said, if Kizuna was Digimon trying to tie up loose ends, then Digimon 02 the beginning, instead of showing us just the beginning of it all, also signifies a new beginning in the Digiverse, which is what I'm calling it now, because I don't know any better word for it, but yeah. But the start of the movie should clue you in on that, so if you watch even like just the first 5 seconds where the typewriter is going on, like the typing is going on, you should kind of get that feeling. So overall, the story is pretty decent, very reminiscent of the Digimon 01, 02 stuff in its traits, kind of like character development, bonds, friendship, communication, the interaction between Digimon and partner, between each other actually, between the Digidestined themselves. But honestly, this movie was just a chain of unfortunate events which caused problems. Very unfortunate circumstances by the characters, like the main character, kind of not main. Would I call Rui the main character? Maybe. He has a lot of the spotlight. In fact, yes, this whole movie is about him. I don't call that a spoiler, do you? But anyway, let's move on. Putting it nicely, I think it's for the fans by the fans, because there's really so many things you could like look into that's a throwback, like all the soundtrack, the evolution sequence actually, and lots of other stuff. But putting it badly, if you don't know much about Digimon or did not watch Tri and or Kizuna, you will be absolutely lost and full of questions, because there's lots of things that don't make sense if you don't know about like what happened before. One example is that in one of the news reports, they were saying, in the trailer I think they show it, like the big Digi-egg, they're like, hey, that's a Digitama. Then it's like, how the hell do you know what that is if you didn't watch Kizuna or Tri, where you learn that like the Digimon attacks have been publicized and that there's a government entity that's looking into this kind of thing, so it's becoming more and more normalized. If you didn't know that, everything else wouldn't make sense. So It will only make sense if you understand how Digimon works and what events led up to this point, but even then it turns some existing lore over on its head, which I'll discuss in the spoilers. That being said, when there is action, it is pretty good, and if you are a Digimon fan, you owe it to yourself to watch it. Otherwise, as much as I hate to say it, it's kinda hard to justify this movie for someone who doesn't follow the series, so yeah, it really pains me to say it, but it is the truth. Now, on to my most burning opinions and questions. Major spoilers ahead, obviously, and if you want to skip to my full conclusion of this opinion/review thing, then go to this time mark. Otherwise, who the hell is Ukomon and why does it have godlike Yggdrasil powers? Who is the entity it represents? The egg it comes in is unlike any egg I've ever seen, and it seems to resemble most depictions of Yggdrasil with that like blue line. And if Ukomon and Rui is the first pair to form, and Taichi and the gang went to the digital world to fight against Dark Masters and Apocalypse, then why did Rui not join them? Next, Hikari mentioned that the entity it represents might be homeostasis, but it seems to resemble Yggdrasil more due to the vines it creates and the way Digimon were created, bearing resemblance to fruits. And Yggdrasil, as you all know, is like a mythic tree. So it's like a tree, and that's why there's like the branches when it does that thing, and the Digimon just like pops out. And why did it send? And if it's like sent by Yggdrasil, why then did it send Ukomon to the human world and not do anything? Like literally it's just there to serve Rui. Next, with Ukomon back and with the amount of Digidestin doubling every year, which was said in the movie, I'm not making this up, what would the future look like? Because I think it's a very interesting question where how would a society which is in the middle of shifting, because the original way that the human world works is one-to-one with ours. There's like Tokyo Tower, there's the Fuji TV station and all that, so it's literally Earth. But how would society react to these Digimon, and how would a society that embraces Digimon look like? I really like, you can't just say that it's doubling every year with the implication that it could spread throughout the whole planet and not show us what it looks like, man. Come on, you are just sequel baiting us right now. But okay, the next question. With the Digivice gone, how will Digimon evolve? Does it just require heightened emotions, hype, or something? Punching, you know, like in Savers? I don't know. Without the Digivice, how will Hikari store the crest required for evolution to Angel Woomon? And how will they progress, because they do it through the Digivice? Previously, the crest was stored in the Digivice, so how are they gonna reach their... Oh, I guess they can evolve, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, these are just some of the questions off the top of my head. If you have more questions, you can post it down below and we'll see if we can find a answer to it. We can discuss it. But yeah, there's so many new questions to answer. And yet, oh, by the way, if you're here, welcome back from the spoiler section. Bandai seems to be really slow on growing the Digimon franchise. There's like so much potential in it with the VB and all that, but they just somehow refuse to make a good product. It's like, come on, you can't even get USB-C in 2022, 2023, are you kidding me? But yeah, it may not be the most popular franchise, but it will always have a place near and dear to my heart. Especially the Adventure series. Not the reboot, by the way. I really don't like the reboot. And despite my criticism of the movie, I like it a lot, and I still eagerly await the next installment of my favorite characters. And for Yggdrasil's sake, Bandai, you set the perfect prologue for a new game and franchise in this universe. Like literally, you can just have a game where you're one of the new Digidestin that's coming out, because it's been doubling every year, right? As the movie said. You could have a game where it's just like, you know, with the amount of Digidestin growing more and more, you are a new entrant to receive a Digimon, and you find a Digi-Egg, and you hatch it, and it will form a Digimon based on your traits, you know, kind of like Mystery Dungeon, where based on the questions you answer, they give you a Pokemon. So in here it's a Digimon. So you can have games like that. could be an MMO, could be single player. You could meet the characters in game, you know. Just an idea, right? You know, doesn't take a genius to figure that one out. But yeah, I hope they really do something with it, because I find this is such a good, they've like established a really good jumping point, and they just need to do something good with it. The VB, they tried, but I don't know why they like half-hearted it. They went back on it. They removed the app, and they had a new generation of devices that's like, oh, you could even bring a VB. So you know like how the Digivices are gone, right? So you can have Koshiro or Easy make the VB, invent the VB, and let it be like a, you know, a new Digivice, a man-made one that can accept the Digimon, that kind of thing, you know. Kind of retcon. If you don't retcon anything, retcon Ghost Game. Come on, I like Ghost Game, but not as much as I like Adventure. So if you had to destroy something, destroy the VB for Ghost Game, or maybe let it be like some futuristic thing where the VB created here influenced the one in Ghost Game, something like that, you know. But yeah, that's what I think. I really like it. Honestly, if you're a Digimon fan, you owe it to yourself to go watch it. And if you're not, I don't blame you if you don't want to watch this, because this is really just for the fans. I don't see any reason why someone casual would want to watch this. But man, there's so many questions, dude. So many. I just hope they do something with it. Really. Really. Alright, this is the end of the review, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.